Carr.
844-500-4242. As you know, the borders are now going to be wide open. The Biden operatives are asking the people on the caravan, I call it the gravy train, because they've rung the dinner bell. They rang the dinner bell, and they're all coming up to everything free in America again, even though many of them are no doubt going to test positive for COVID, and COVID's a big problem supposedly, but not such a big problem, I guess, when you're going to let in future Democrat voters. So they're opening the borders on the South, and they've repealed or rescinded the executive order that banned travelers from terrorist nations where the majority of terrorists in the world originate from. They're going to be coming in. The Tsarnaev types are going to be coming in. The people who shot up San Bernardino, people who shot up LAX, people who bombed the Boston Marathon. They're going to be those type of people. That's how they came into the country. Most of them, as from those countries, they're going to be coming in, and it's just going to be a real mess. And joining us now on the line to discuss what these changes are going to mean is Sheriff Tom Hodgson from Bristol County. Sheriff Hodgson, how bad is it going to be?
Howie, it's going to be bad. These individuals, we knew this was going to happen if that was what the new President Biden was going to do. As soon as you send a message, it takes about maybe a half an hour to get somebody on the phone to let them know on the other side of the border that it's time to come, and here they go. They're going to be swarming into our neighborhoods. And you made a great point, Howie. We listened to President Biden say during the entire campaign that President Trump failed in his efforts on COVID, and that he was blaming the president for actually what was happening all over the world. But now he's actually setting us up for even greater failure. These people are coming in a caravan right now from Guatemala or Honduras, I think, and these people aren't vaccinated. So on one hand, you're saying we're really concerned about the welfare and the public health of the people of our country. Forget the public safety piece first, and you're letting people come in here unchecked that are going to wander into our neighborhoods. They don't stay at the border. Everybody knows that.
And they're not wearing masks coming through Mexico. You see the pictures of the caravans. Very few of them are wearing masks. I mean, I thought we have these liberals calling in the snitch lines. All these people named Karen. They want us to wear masks, but they don't care about these illegal aliens who can't speak English, have no skills, and are just going to have to be put on welfare for their entire lives.
Right, and they're going to wander around whatever neighborhoods they can, and they generally, when they get into some neighborhood, once they get over here, there's sometimes 3 or 4 families living in an apartment, and we know that that's like a
spreader, super spreader.
Yeah. The other thing too, Howie, I don't know if you're aware of this, which the listeners really, I'm sure, are going to be very concerned about, as probably most Americans will. The second day the president's in, and one of his top priorities is to eliminate the word alien. That he feels that that's insulting to people, to have the term criminal, illegal alien in there. I don't think the president knows what the definition of alien really is, and it's simply a foreigner that is not naturalized citizen who's in our country. And he finds that insulting because we're referring to it when these people come here illegally in violation of the crimes.
Well, he's also very concerned about the high unemployment rate among Americans, yet he just ended thousands upon thousands of jobs by canceling the Keystone XL pipeline. And who does he think these people that are all of his amigos from south of the border, when they come across the border, who are they going to be competing against? The people who've lost their jobs in restaurants because of the COVID panic, right? He doesn't care about them.
No, and I think people really need to take a look at the root of where President Biden started. He started down in the Senate in Washington. He was in the Senate in Washington for years. I mean, I've been the sheriff here 24 years. I've been working on immigration reform for 24 years. These elected officials, including Biden, they create a law down in Washington to prevent criminal illegal aliens or any illegal aliens from coming in. Then they take an oath to uphold it. They ignore the law, create a special class of people that are going to be forgiven of that law, create support for programs like sanctuaries and communities to protect them so law enforcement can't find them. And then they demonize the one group, law enforcement, who committed to keep the people of our neighborhoods safe, for upholding laws that they created and they won't uphold, and an oath they won't uphold. And now they're pointing it all out like it's everybody else's fault. He was involved in that for all the years he was in the Senate, and here he is now again. And he had if he didn't like the word alien, he was for 8 years with Obama. Why wasn't it a problem then? Why suddenly is all this happening? And I think the American people aren't stupid, and they're starting to see right through this.
And, one of the changes they're going to make, they haven't made it today. I wrote a column about it. When Obama was in there, they wouldn't even allow the Justice Department to identify illegal aliens as being non-Americans who committed these crimes. And so I just went to the website of the U.S. attorney in Boston today. And this is just from today, Sheriff Hodgson. And they had, obviously the new rules where you can't identify illegal aliens haven't gone into effect. Dominican national sentenced for identity fraud. Now, that's a guy who's a former heroin dealer from the Dominican Republic. Here's another one. Dominican national sentenced for drug trafficking charges. Here's another one. Dominican national pleads guilty to fentanyl trafficking. That's just today. Today in the Eastern District of Massachusetts.
Well, Howie, let me just give you real quickly a couple of really important statistics. Between 2011 and 2018, you had the criminal immigrants who came into this country, illegal immigrants, committed 667,000 drug offenses, 42,000 robberies, 25,000 homicides, 91,000 sex crimes, 213,000 assaults, 95,000 weapon offenses, and 81,000 auto thefts. And the average criminal illegal alien had been arrested 7 times. So what is forget the crimes themselves? That's awful. How much is it costing us in our justice system to keep playing with these people in and out, in and out, in and out, by government that says this is a special group? You just keep paying for them because we're going to excuse them of the laws that we created that we're supposed to hold them accountable, because we've now become pro-illegal because we want to, as you said in the very beginning of your show or the segment, to get votes. This is what it's all about. This is to buy the immigrant community, and that's why this is back and forth for 24 years.
The illegal immigrant community.
You don't like the law, change it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I know. It's not the immigrant community, it's the illegal immigrant community. I mean, there's still plenty of people playing by the rules, and they got to feel like chumps. But, the larger question is, if you have a 2-tier justice system, the people who are on the bottom tier, they're not going to accept that for very long. Pretty soon you're going to have a no-tier justice system. And the Democrats don't seem to understand that's where we're headed here. If an illegal alien can basically do whatever he wants and not have to suffer any consequences, why should an American citizen of whatever race or ethnic background obey the law?
Well, that's the very fundamental, important question, because if Congress is going to pick and choose, they create a law and then they decide, all right, well, we're going to create this special group that doesn't have to follow it. Well, then you're basically giving license to everybody else in the country to say, well, I don't like this federal law and I don't like that federal law. And suddenly, we're a country of laws. The day we start having members of Congress creating laws, then undermining them and encouraging people to violate them, is the day that we start to tear our republic apart, because we only have a republic because we have a framework of laws.
Right.
You can't undermine that.
Right. When I was in school, and the civics teacher would say, "We are a nation of laws, not of men." You just say, "Oh, that's just that's an intellectual argument. It doesn't really mean much in the real world." But you know what, Sheriff? As you get older, you realize it is the most important thing. If you have men controlling things, it's just the biggest men, the men with the most guns, the most weapons, are going to control everybody else. You have to have laws to keep the strong from abusing the weak.
Right. And the other piece is, you also, and I know you know this, and I'm sure most of the listeners do, the most important fundamental responsibility of government is to keep the people of our communities, the American citizens, safe, both with regards to public safety and public health. And they're completely undermining that by doing what they're doing, stopping the building of the wall. We know that that's already been helping, and then now encouraging them to come over. They're going to come in droves. You're going to see more caravans coming very shortly, Howie. And we've seen it in the past, and it's going to happen again. And I've been down to that border 4 times. I know exactly how it operates, and I know how quickly they come across.
That was one of President Trump's greatest accomplishments. Is he got 7 million people off the food stamp rolls, and Joe Biden can't wait to open up the borders and to both on the to let in asylees, refugees from the terror countries, and to let in indigents from the third world on the southern border. And who knows how long it'll take before we get those 7 million new illegals and non-citizens on back on food stamps. It won't take long.
Well, remember when they had 125,000, back before the president started really stepping in, 125,000 that came across in a month because all these caravans were lined up. I ask people, I say, New Bedford's got a population of about 90,000. How many New Bedfords do we believe are sitting around in the United States with banks, grocery stores, churches, hospitals, vacant homes for people to just come into the country, settle in, and take over those neighborhoods that are just waiting to be taken over? There aren't any. And so this is what's happening. They're now coming in, and they're coming in populated areas. They're building, new schools because they can't, house just the citizens in the school because they're overcrowded. Because all the illegals are coming in. So who's paying for that? They're not. We are. Why are we being punished? Because Congress refuses, and the President of the United States now, also who was a senator, refused to enforce the laws that they created, or change the laws and do it in a controlled way that you can eventually accept more people coming in, but it has to be controlled in a way that doesn't devastate the law-abiding people of our communities.
Including the immigrants who came here legally and play by the rules and actually support themselves rather than are wards of the state. Sheriff Hodgson, thanks for being with us, and good luck in this new changed environment. It's going to be tough for everybody, I think. Thank you. That's Sheriff Tom Hodgson. Every year, all you hear is new year, new me. That usually means you'll be trying to pick up some better habits or trying new things. I'm trying to ride my bike every morning at dawn, and it's been a lot of fun, and I like it. But what makes it even better is that I have added a pair of Raycon wireless earbuds, and I can listen to my music as I'm riding, and it makes the time go faster, and it makes it easier to just keep pedaling. And whatever you're doing, Raycons make it easier, whether it's following along to the directions in the kitchen, binging an audiobook while learning to knit, or powering through a new workout with a pumped up playlist in your ear. And it can be working too. Just working. You're not going to be bothering your coworkers. If you have a pair of Raycons in your ears, that will make any activity easier and a better time and more fun. Raycon wireless earbuds make great sound accessible to everyone. Their wireless earbuds start at half the price of other premium audio brands. And guess what? If you think having white stems dangling out of your ears looks ridiculous, that's something you don't have to worry about with Raycons. They come in a range of stylish colorways, but always with a comfortable in-ear fit for a more discreet look. And they don't just look great. Raycons perform wherever you take them, with up to 6 hours of playtime, water and sweat-resistant construction, and Bluetooth that pairs quickly and seamlessly. You've heard me say all this before, haven't you? So if you don't have a pair of Raycons yet, I've really got to wonder why. Believe me, they'll make whatever you do go faster and more pleasurably. Raycon's offering 15% off all their products for my listeners, and here's what you've got to do to get it. Go to buyraycon.com/Howie. That's it. You'll get 15% off your entire Raycon order. So feel free to grab a pair and a spare. That's 15% off at buyraycon.com/Howie, buyraycon.com/Howie. I'm Howie Carr.
The paper boy with a big microphone. Howie Carr. This is Charlie.